Ding.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our First Parish online Vesper service. Thank you to Rebecca Keller-Scholl for being our tech person. I'm Charles Thomas, he, his, and I'm honored to be able to share with you today. Vespers is one of the traditional monastic prayers of the hour at sunset. In our UU Vespers, we may have poetry, music, readings, meditations, prayers, blessings, and always a contemplative practice. And the contemplative practice during today's Vespers, as during the ones that I led in February and January, will be the poetry and music itself. We mute all but the leader to create sacred space. And we record our service so that we can share it with others on YouTube. You may stop your video if you wish to be off camera. Should you have a problem with hearing or seeing something, please bring it to our attention in chat. The inspiration section of the new UUA Article 2 includes the following: direct experiences of transcending mystery and wonder are primary sources of Unitarian Universalist inspiration. These experiences open our hearts, renew our spirits, and transform our lives. The centering music is by Kimi Jibate, who was raised in Tabato, Guinea-Bissau, a village known for its griots, hereditary singer-poets. Jibate is a griot by birth and has been playing the balafon since he was just 3 years old. What distinguishes the balafon from other xylophones is that it includes resonators made of gourds. This song, as with the gathering music, is in one of the Manding languages. The opening song, Afanye, addressed honesty, and this song, Na, is in memory of the singer's late mother. And here it is.
ala ye dunia dade dolube kumbola dena dolube jelela dena kumbo manyinde me zoro dunia asagi alale madina ikana mone ikana wasi domi dabalo yeah no na no na no ina na ikana kumbo na bring ala ka dunia da akasayada abaloda na bita kere abarika ikamin bekenye abarika ala mi sola ajana nyimala bafola nale na imalo nale zara kumbola dena dole begelela dena kumbo manyinde no wena yala wena yala no wena naikana kumbo.
As we ignite our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, I offer you these words. Flame arises, heat rises, body also creates heat, perfect temp, perfect we, each unique. What can we in community ignite, imagine? Let us now imagine the warmth of candles to represent the joys and sorrows present in the quiet among us today. Together, if you feel comfortable doing so, please take a deep breath in and let it out. A deep breath in and let it out. As you continue to breathe deeply, please bring into your hearts any sorrows and joys you are carrying with you this week as we hold this space for our community and for the world. A candle for the joys, for now, for the many living today and in previous generations who have worked and played and created, for getting to search out and enjoy these imaginings. A candle for the sorrows, privileged people who want to deny privileges and even humanity to those they consider other, for personal sorrows each of us may be experiencing. A candle for the world, for our planet Earth, for so much suffering, for wishing for so much joy, for eagles nesting in the San Bernardino Mountains and having to deal with snow accumulating in their nests, and the lives taken of fish and fowl to continue life for eagles. A candle for the expanding universe, for the many contexts of the words universe, universal, universalist. As we continue our deep breathing, I'll share with you this short poem by Sheikh Abu Sa'id Abil Khair, a Sufi Muslim mystic and writer who was born in the year 967 CE, 240 years before the Sufi Muslim mystic Rumi, and who, instead of Rumi, was almost certainly the author in the Farsi language of the piece translated as "Come, come, whoever you are," in our hymnal Singing the Living Tradition. In contrast to many other poems by the author, the following poem does not address the one deemed the creator, the beloved, the pure one, the friend, the invisible knower. Yet the poem does refer to the school of love, which likely means the Sufi Islamic path. Maybe I can make a drash here and consider love in the sense of the new Article 2 as the spiritual discipline of love. Here is the English translation of poem number 339 in the original collection. In the school of mind, you learn a lot and become a true scholar for many to look up to. In the school of love, you become a child to learn again. And now here is Kaki King imagining a new way of loving to play guitar. Now, if you want to join me, I will imagine the extinguishing of each of the imaginary candles, as if blowing out candles on a cake to represent joys and wishes being actualized and sorrows being deeply experienced and honored. The monthly ministry theme this month is courage. I have excerpted and edited a few words of the following from The Courage to Rest: Why Slowing Down Can Be the Bravest Decision You Make by Daisy Rosales. There is something terribly dangerous about resting. That state of absence where we are not obliging our bodies or minds to any activity can mean relinquishing any opportunities that might come our way. Resting means we give up control, if but for a day or a few hours, and we allow the world to continue as it wills. I need rest badly. This week was incredibly busy, and I have not felt this spent for months. Exhaustion can sometimes only be described as a state where the gears in our brains don't seem to be turning, no matter how hard we try to crank them. We feel that loss of life within our hearts and spirits, drained and unable to pour out as much as we would like. Resting takes courage. Resting says, I am okay with what I'm missing. I'm okay with what I can't do. I recognize my limits. I submit to my own needs. We are not a culture that likes to rest. In fact, those of us all too familiar with the work hard, play hard mentality may feel that life can only be measured by intensity. Some of us are comfortable on either end of the spectrum, intense work or intense play, but there is an ominous gap in the middle that some find terrifying. The place where neither work nor play happen, the place of rest. The amazing thing about resting, however, is that its impact is manifested in both work and play. When I am rested, I can dig deeper into myself for patience, creativity, compassion, and conviction. When I am rested, I work more efficiently. I think more creatively. I laugh more heartily. I enjoy things more deeply. Slowing down comes with little to show for our efforts, except that the quality of our experiences will be much improved. The courage to rest is also the courage to accept that others may not rest with us. It is the willingness to be slower than someone else, to be less busy, less in demand, less accomplished. And hopefully, in that less, there will be more peace, more joy, more creativity. Here ends the piece by Daisy Rosales. Please take 1 minute with me in complete silence. I will keep the time. And now I would like to share with you a poem entitled Not Surprised by Tears by UU Minister Reverend Dr. Kristen L. Harper from her book, The Darkness Divine, A Loving Challenge to My Faith. As I traveled the subways and streets of New York City, I noticed the tears swimming in the eyes and down the cheeks of a half a dozen Black and brown women traveling alongside me. I wondered at the private pain releasing itself in such a public space. Anonymous in the throngs of indifferent commuters, I struggled to lower my eyes so as not to intrude on their moment of release. I am sure in a city of this size, a city known for its inequities, its violence, a city of soul-draining pace and ambition, a city of great wealth and deep poverty, I am sure that these women were among hundreds shedding pain. Having visited an embassy where crowds of poor Spanish-speaking refugees sat for hours in frustration, being told to return again and again with no help, I was not surprised by these tears. Having seen the battered Black and brown faces left by angry boyfriends, girlfriends, and controlling spouses, I was not surprised by these tears. Having nearly tripped over the homeless and drug-addicted bodies sitting and lying on cold concrete, I was not surprised by these tears. Having experienced the unwelcome hands and groins pressed suspiciously close to me on crowded trains, I was not surprised by these tears. Having visited the lonely, sick, and broken of all colors stacked in nursing homes, smelling of urine and antiseptic, I was not surprised by these tears. Knowing what it takes to survive, 2 or more jobs to make rent, hustling to get by, selling your soul to be successful, I was not surprised by these tears. But I still wondered about their source and the possible remedies. And so I sent a silent prayer that these tears would bring some peace, that some of the frustration, pain, and trauma would flow away, that breath would come more easily once the tears fell, and peace and strength enough to face the next hurdle would find its way into the spaces left by shed tears. Thank you to each of you and anyone who watches later for participating. As we end our gathering, I invite you to put your hands over your heart and remember with appreciation the first parishioners who have participated with you. You would be welcome to enter your good evenings in the chat. After the closing video, we can wave goodnight and sign off. The following is an interpretation of Sufi turning or whirling. The video is not of an actual Sufi religious service. In an actual service, during the turning, Sufi Muslim participants would contemplate their idea of God. Here's the video.